Welcome to Ancient Blueprint.
Imagine a Europe not defined by the lines on a map we know today, a Europe before the rise of distinct nations, before the rigid concept of borders took hold. Picture a time when the land was not neatly divided, but rather a fluid space of interaction and exchange. It was just a vibrant patchwork of independent tribes and burgeoning city-states, each with its own customs and ambitions, scattered across the landscape. These weren't unified entities, but rather individual communities finding their place in the world. At first glance, it might seem fragmented, a disconnected collection of peoples. But beneath the surface, this world was surprisingly alive with constant movement and dynamic exchange. People were always on the move, carrying goods, sharing ideas, and forging connections. Invisible threads of trade, curiosity, and shared human experience connected even the most distant peoples. These weren't formal agreements or treaties, but rather organic links that arose from the simple desire to connect and prosper. Goods, and with them, stories and skills traveled astonishing distances across this seemingly divided land. Imagine the delight as Greek wine graced the tables of Celtic feasts, a taste of the Mediterranean enjoyed in the heart of Europe, or the beauty of Baltic amber transformed into exquisite jewelry adorning the necks of Greek citizens. And consider the journey of British tin, making its way to Mediterranean workshops to be crafted into tools and weapons. This was a world powered not by force or legislation, but by trust, personal relationships, and mutual benefit. Agreements were sealed with handshakes and reputations were built on honesty and reliability, and of course by the universal human desire for the rare, the beautiful, and the exotic. These precious objects were more than just commodities, they were symbols of status, artistry, and connection. People, driven by necessity and ambition, mastered their environments with remarkable ingenuity. They skillfully navigated winding rivers, treacherous seas, and formidable mountain passes to move not only goods, but also the very seeds of innovation and transformative ideas. Every journey undertaken was a significant risk, fraught with dangers both natural and human. Yet, despite the perils, these connections not only endured but deepened and strengthened over the course of centuries, weaving a complex web of interdependence. These early interactions, this constant flow of goods and ideas, laid the very foundations for the Europe we know today. They fostered the creation of shared tastes, common technologies, and a surprisingly unified set of practices long before the advent of rigid political borders. But how did it all actually work in practice? What were the mechanisms that facilitated this exchange? How, for example, did amber from the distant Baltic shores manage to reach the sun-drenched lands of Greece? Or how did tin, mined in Britain, successfully cross the entire continent? To truly understand this interconnected world, we must follow in the footsteps, or rather, along the well-worn paths, of the ancient traders. We must understand the lives of the sailors, those brave souls who navigated the unpredictable seas, the riverfolk, who knew the waterways like the back of their hands, and the tireless merchants, who connected producers with consumers across vast distances. Their innovations, their resilience, and their sheer courage shaped not just their own ancient world but in many ways, laid the groundwork for ours. Because ultimately, the fundamental drive to connect, to exchange, and to understand one another is, and always has been, one of humanity's most powerful and enduring forces. So let's embark together on their incredible journey, and uncover the secrets of this interconnected past. The Mediterranean in 400 BC was far more than just a body of water. It was a bustling highway, a vibrant crossroads of cultures and commerce. Imagine the scene, ships crisscrossing the sea, their sails billowing in the wind, carrying goods and ideas from one shore to another. It was a time of great maritime activity, where the fate of empires often rested on the ability to control the sea lanes. And dominating these waters were the Phoenicians, master sailors and traders hailing from the great city-states of Tyre and Sidon. Their expertise in shipbuilding and navigation was unparalleled, allowing them to venture far and wide across the Mediterranean. Their gallo ships, specifically built for maximum capacity, were the workhorses of the ancient seas. These sturdy vessels were designed to carry vast quantities of cargo, making them essential for long-distance trade. These ships carried everything imaginable, from valuable timber and gleaming silver all the way to the legendary and highly prized Tyrian purple dye, a symbol of royalty and luxury. This dye, extracted from sea snails, was worth more than its weight in gold and was a testament to Phoenician ingenuity and resourcefulness. Carthage, their powerful and strategically located colony, effectively dominated the trade in both exquisite luxuries and essential raw materials, controlling vital trade routes and amassing immense wealth. The Greeks, ever the ambitious rivals and sometimes uneasy partners, strategically established colonies throughout the Mediterranean and traded essential goods like grain, vital metals, and their iconic and beautifully painted pottery, which served both practical and artistic purposes. Amphorae, those distinctive Greek shipping containers, were essential for transporting and preserving valuable commodities like wine and olive oil across the vast expanse of the sea. This intense competition drove innovation and progress, leading to improved ship designs that were more efficient and seaworthy, and navigation evolved into a sophisticated art, relying on celestial observations and a growing understanding of the sea. As a result, ports like Athens' bustling Piraeus thrived, transforming into cosmopolitan hubs where merchants from all corners of the Mediterranean converged. The Mediterranean was not perceived as a barrier separating lands, but rather as a vital bridge, a conduit through which cultures mingled and goods and groundbreaking ideas flowed freely, shaping the course of history. Each and every shipload of wine, tin, or luxurious purple cloth played a crucial role in laying the foundations for a deeply interconnected European economy, fostering interdependence and shared prosperity. The sea, in its vastness, united more than it divided, connecting disparate communities and fostering a sense of shared identity. This intricate maritime network, with its countless ships and bustling ports, fundamentally shaped the ancient world's prosperity and development. The enduring legacy of these intrepid seafaring traders continues to resonate, profoundly influencing the very idea of what Europe is today. Their daring voyages were not just about trade, they were the very lifeblood of ancient commerce, fueling economic growth and cultural exchange. The Mediterranean's waves carried far more than just goods and commodities. They carried the seeds of civilization itself, fostering innovation and shaping the world we know today. North of the Alps, rivers like the Rhine and Danube were the highways of the Celts. Dugout canoes and flat-bottomed barges moved salt, iron, and grain across vast distances. River trade linked Celtic settlements to Greek colonies, especially via the Rhone to Massalia. Fortified oppida like Heuneberg became centers of power, adopting Mediterranean styles and ideas. Trade was a two-way flow, Greek wine and bronze for northern amber, furs, and salt. These exchanges blended cultures, enriching both sides of the Alps. The rivers were conduits for goods, ideas, and status. The Celtic elite used imported luxuries to assert their power. This dynamic network wove Europe's diverse peoples into a single economic and cultural zone. The rivers shaped the continent's destiny. Along the shores of the Baltic Sea, a treasure lies waiting to be discovered. For centuries, this region has been known for its unique and precious resource: amber, fossilized pine resin, a substance born from ancient forests and transformed by time and pressure. It holds within it the secrets of a bygone era. It was revered as the gold of the North, a gem of immense value and cultural significance. Its warm glow and unique properties made it highly sought after. The Amber Road, an ancient trade route, began on the sandy beaches of Poland and Lithuania, where the Baltic Sea tirelessly deposits its golden bounty. Here, local collectors carefully gathered the precious substance, trading it southward to distant lands, initiating a network of exchange that would shape the course of history. Rivers and overland routes served as the arteries of this trade, carrying amber across vast distances to the Adriatic Sea, connecting the north and south. From there it made its way to Mediterranean workshops, where skilled artisans transformed the raw material into exquisite works of art. Each bead, each carefully crafted piece, passed through countless hands, a testament to the interconnectedness of ancient societies. This exchange of goods and ideas fostered a sense of shared culture, linking distant cultures and creating a common thread that ran through the continent. Northern boats, like the Hjortspring canoe, played a crucial role in this network, facilitating the movement of goods and people along the coast. These vessels were meticulously built for coastal trade, light, strong, and adaptable, capable of navigating the challenging waters of the Baltic. The Baltic network facilitated the trade of not only amber, but also furs, leather, and tragically, even slaves, reflecting the complex realities of the time. In exchange, the North received southern bronze and luxury goods, enriching their culture and providing access to new technologies and artistic styles. Remarkably, no central authority controlled this trade, highlighting the entrepreneurial spirit and decentralized nature of the ancient economy. Instead, it thrived on local exchanges and the fundamental principles of supply and demand, driven by the needs and desires of individual communities. Amber's allure, its captivating beauty and perceived magical properties, connected the misty north, with its dense forests and long winters, to the sunlit south, with its vibrant cultures and bustling cities, creating a bridge between two distinct worlds. Even the most remote regions, the smallest villages nestled in the hills, were inextricably part of Europe's ancient web, connected by trade and cultural exchange. A single beautiful object, a piece of amber jewelry, could transcend geographical boundaries and unite a continent, reminding us of the shared history and cultural heritage that binds us together. Not all trade followed rivers or seas. Overland routes filled the gaps. Pack animals like mules and donkeys carried goods through mountains and forests, while ox-drawn carts hauled bulk items across open terrain. Salt was the most vital overland commodity, essential for preserving food. Hallstatt in the Alps became a powerful center, its salt traded for luxury goods from across Europe. Salt roads radiated from these mines, connecting remote villages to distant markets. The wealth from salt transformed local chieftains into regional powers. Overland trade was slow and risky, but it fueled a sophisticated network. Even isolated mountain communities were linked to the wider world. Land routes stitched together the fabric of ancient Europe. Ancient trade may seem distant from our world of container ships and instant transactions, yet the same principles apply: geographic specialization, comparative advantage, and the desire for rare goods. Ancient hubs like Carthage and Massalia mirror today's logistics centers. The Amber Road was an early supply chain, linking local exchanges across continents. Trade always involved risk: storms, pirates, bandits, just as today's commerce faces political and economic threats. Trust and relationships were the ancient merchants' insurance. Today, we use contracts and law. The challenge remains: managing uncertainty to connect distant markets. The tools have changed, but the game is eternal. Ancient trade networks laid the groundwork for our global economy. The spirit of commerce endures. Ancient Europe thrived without empires or central authorities. Trade was decentralized. A web of independent nodes, Greek cities, Celtic hill forts, Baltic tribes. This made the network resilient and adaptable. If one route failed, another opened. Local innovation flourished. Phoenician ships for the sea, Celtic barges for rivers, northern canoes for coasts. Each solution fit its environment perfectly. Trust and reputation were the glue. Soft infrastructure as vital as roads or ships. Economics was about relationships as much as goods. Transport innovation drove everything. A better sail or wheel changed the world. The history of trade is the history of technology and adaptation. Decentralization fostered creativity and strength. The lessons of ancient networks remain relevant today. Trade carried more than goods. It carried ideas, tastes, and customs. A Celtic chieftain drinking Greek wine adopted Mediterranean rituals, signaling status and connection. Cultural exchange was a two-way street. Northern art influenced southern craftsmen, and myths traveled with merchants. Technology and skills spread too. Building techniques, mining methods, ship designs. Trade blurred the lines between barbarian and civilized, creating a shared cultural tapestry. The arrival of foreign goods expanded horizons, making people aware of a larger world. The concept of partnership replaced fear of the unknown. Trade spread the idea of a connected world. These exchanges laid the groundwork for the idea of Europe itself. The movement of goods was the movement of minds. The Europe of 400 BC is gone, but its spirit endures. The drive to move, connect, and innovate has shaped the continent for millennia. Ancient networks, by sea, river, and road, were the first draft of Europe's interconnectedness. Modern infrastructure follows ancient roots. Rivers, passes, and ports remain vital. Local adaptation and cultural exchange, not central control, fueled prosperity. Trade is more than economics. It spreads ideas and transforms societies. When connections flourish, so do people. When they break, societies stagnate. The story of ancient trade is one of optimism and ingenuity. Our desire to connect is stronger than our instinct to divide. The enduring spirit of exchange continues to shape our shared future.
Thank you for watching Ancient Blueprints. Help us to grow our channel and bring ancient knowledge into the modern world. To help us grow, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Feel free to comment below and let us know. What are you most curious about?